definitely going to be a spectacular review. Aha. Aha. Yeah. I gotta say, with Spectacular Spider-Man, it's an awesome show. Despite it only having 2 seasons, 13 episodes each, it was worth it. Like, in my this is my opinion. It's better than Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well, I still kind of like Ultimate Spider-Man because I like how the episodes turned out, and I got introduced to certain heroes and villains. But I understand what you're going with.
I mean, yeah, when I first saw Spectacular Spider-Man back in 2020, I started watching it in November, and it turned out really great. I ended the series in December of 2020. It was marvelous.
Wow. Yes, like I do remember it like it was just yesterday. It was on CW for Kids for me, where I usually watch stuff like, let's see, Sonic X, Tom and Jerry Tales, Dinosaur King, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff, but nothing could compare with Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's just like the show itself, and I just love how this show in particular was just like the same way Spider-Man like references here and there.
Yeah, they do it a lot. Like the way his origins are, the incident with Venom, and all that. So they did really good with those references.
Exactly, and yeah, and this show had more emotion to it than any other Spider-Man like show. Like, can you agree?
Well, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely had a serious moment.
Yeah. And yeah. For like my episodes, like my top 10 episodes, if I could explain. For my number one pick, I have to say Group Therapy is my favorite.
It's a good one.
Yeah, where they formed the Sinister Six. Yeah, that was an awesome episode. Seeing all the villains, teaming together. Number 2 has to be Intervention.
Good one.
Yeah. Oh, well, remember he was still in the symbiote suit, and that's where we see Uncle Ben.
Right, because he's struggling to get it off, but he took control of him.
Number 3 is First Steps. Yeah, we focus on like how Peter gets invited to Flash's party. We also see Eddie Brock, but mostly like focusing on like Sam, and he wants some better pay, and he sees a ship full of oil, and what really like struck me is like when he helped out that little girl.
Neat.
Yeah. And changing his ways of like helping Spider-Man. I wish I could have seen more of that if they made more seasons. Of course, they played more seasons, but they just took that away from us.
Yeah, it's just because.
Let's see here. Number 4 for me has to be Destructive Testing. The first appearance of Kraven the Hunter.
Right, and then later on, he got a special formula to turn into a beast.
Yeah, basically a lion, which I really like, because no other Kraven the Hunter like has ever done that. That's why I like this one, from the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 5, I have to say Opening Night. If you remember that.
Yeah, I do that.
Hold on, let me just do this first. Yeah, Opening Night was really special, especially like all this, planned by the Green Goblin, and him singing the whole time was like awesome and like evil at the same time. Yeah, and we see the second appearance of what was it? What was his name? What was Multiman's real name?
Oh, hang on, I'm on beyond the voice back, so just ask him. Mark Allen.
Yeah, so basically how his powers work is because he's being controlled by the Green Goblin for his powers. And we also see Rhino, we also see Shockwolf his crew, and we also see Black Cat's dad, the one who, killed Uncle Ben, and we see a lot of other prisoners. I like how Peter's handling themselves. There was also Mysterio, but it turned out that Mysterio was a fake.
Huh.
Yeah. And then, yeah, this episode was also surprising because we saw that one kid that never talks about really got to talk when he was in the play.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 6 is Growing Pains, where J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson, was growing to this big monster. Everybody's describing him, but he tried out to be a superhero after all. But the effects of like the awareness of like what was it, the venom spur? Like what was affecting him basically?
Okay, it was this. The spores were affecting his brain, so Dr. Connors invented that suit for him. It just controls like his emotions. If I remember correctly. So just Venom just had the nerve to just peeve him off and have Spider-Man be blamed.
Yeah. But yeah, just seeing like how he turned out to be like a superhero first, but just how first explained with Venom and everything. It was not really good, and I didn't like the ending, especially when he had to be like in a straitjacket.
And Venom had to reveal Spider-Man's identity.
Yeah. Number 7 competition where Flint Marko became the Sandman.
Yeah, I mean, of course we know that in the comics or in the movie version, he got into an accident because of experimental snake, but he was purposely experimental.
Yeah, I especially like the episode because of the reference from Spider-Man 3. Let's see here. Number 8, the Visible Hand. The first appearance for the Rhino, basically him turning into Rhino. I like all the transformation going with him.
Yeah, they have like a molten suit texture thing that went around his body. It was painful, but now it's like permanently stuck.
Number 9 was the first episode, so Survival of the Fittest. Yeah, just telling the backstory of everything. I thought it was really clever. Really good episode. And number 10, even though it was kind of like why, but I still included was the final episode, the final curtain. Like, it was such a good ending, but why did it have to be left on a cliffhanger?
It's just... Is it because of Disney?
No, because the show was getting canceled at the time. Yeah. But yeah, basically explain, like, Peter learning who the Green Goblin really is, because he thought at first it was Harry because in the one episode that he was in the Green Goblin suit, but revealing it was Norman Osborn. But here's the thing though, before revealing it was Norman Osborn, he actually had the chameleon like pretend to be him. That was like clever in a way, but still leaving on a cliffhanger of like Norman Osborn in a new disguise, leaving like town and everything. Like, we need more of this. Like, why just leave like that?
Yeah, it just sucks, And if we got new seasons, we got new villains like Scorpion, my boy Carnage,
Hobgoblin, don't forget about him.
Hydro Man.
Yeah.
Who?
Hydro Man?
Right, Hydro Man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically my favorite episodes. What about you guys'?
I like the Christmas one.
Oh, that was perfect. Yeah. It's funny because I watched the Christmas episode in December.
Wow. And I love how he burned his tongue while drinking coffee, and all the time he's listening while talking to villains, and they're like, "Wait, what are you saying?" And he's like, "I love my tongue, okay?"
Yeah. Any more from you?
No.
Yeah. Okay, you first.
Okay, so my first episode was, if I remember correctly, it was what was it called? Oh yeah, well, season 1, episode 3, where Dr. Connors officially turns into the Lizard, and ever since then, I just followed along. I mean, yes, it was both cool and sad, mostly because this was around the time where Peter was getting fired for constantly bailing and not just everyone around him assuming that he just cares only about himself, and just, well, it's just sad.
Yeah, and Eddie and him used to be best buds, but because of that, they, broke it off.
I was gonna save that for the character.
I was about to say, if only they knew the truth about Peter, because all these sacrifices he's doing is just for him and May. Because really, helping out with the bills and everything, that's what Peter's doing for her.
And notes that he almost considered getting rid of his powers, but he decided to just stay where he is right now.
Yeah, I do remember that, because he had this antidote that he stuck under his desk, but he used it on Venom.
Wow.
Any good episodes for you, Fresh, also?
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see. Any other ones? Well, let's see. the New Year's episode, Sheer Strength, that was a very interesting one, where the Sinister Six tried to like reform or just work things out with their usual plan of whatever it was. But it also involved Gwen getting captured and Spider-Man having to save her. And yeah, it did like how it referenced this one comic book moment where Spider-Man lifts that large piece of rubble in order to get medicine for Aunt May, and it was like represented here. And that was when Liz officially decided to be done with Flash and be with Peter.
Wow.
Very cool.
Let's see here. Another cool one is, Cataclysmis, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's the first official episode where Dr. Octavius becomes Dr. Octopus, and Liz and Pete, they start to get with each other. I mean, we'll hang out with each other at the carnival. He has to save her, and that's when Liz and Flash start to just break up.
Wow.
Yeah, that was painful.
Let's see. There was also what was it? Yeah, the episode after Growing Pains, where Identity Crisis, where Peter tries to just try not to let anyone know that he is Spider-Man, despite the fact that it is true, but still, it just makes you want to crap a brick, because imagine being like that. Imagine just the world being just ganging up on you.
I mean, yeah. It kind of reminds me of this. Yeah, it's been happening. Like, what you're describing, it kind of reminds me of Hulk and Agents Max, because people saw them as monsters, but until they, like, you keep saving the world and everything, they, like, became heroes. But as they, they got tricked by, leader, and they were using holograms, and he thought the holograms were real, and yeah, now they think they're monsters again.
Whoa. There's one where there was like replicas of them, and they were sent to a prison.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Like the Halloween one was kind of like a little bit enjoyable. I enjoyed doing that.
I kind of laughed when all the the jocks versus cheerleaders, because we lost the bet.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Hey, Peter was clever just going as like Spider-Man, to take out the mask.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's just basically it from my side. Like a whole lot of different episodes from A+ to B to mix, and we'll explain why, especially in the character section.
Yes. Alright.
So we're through with.
Yeah, we're through with the episodes. Now to the cats. Okay, first, please talk about the main man who voices Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, of course, while everything about the show is, well, no doubt spectacular, it wouldn't have a much more spectacular cast other than this. Josh Keaton being the perfect, yes, I'll have to say yes, my ultimate favorite portrayal for Spider-Man, because he dominates everything. He dominates the emotion, he dominates the comedic chops, he dominates just everything wholly, to be extremely 100% relatable for anyone else out there, because he did say he himself was a big fan of Spider-Man and reading these comics and being related. And I just gotta say, it's kind of a little bit ironic with the casting, because in the previous year of 2007, where in the video game Spider-Man Friend or Foe, Keaton was actually New Goblin, aka Harry Osborn, and James Arnold Taylor was Spider-Man.
That is funny, and what's more funny is that he voiced Norman Osborn in the 2017 Spider-Man show.
Wow, could I forget?
But yeah, I do agree. Josh Keaton's portrayal of Spider-Man was spot on. I especially like how the producer and directors explained the behind the scenes how he was a great Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Well, yes, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, but my introduction to Mr. Josh Keaton was in the original Ben 10 series.
Right. In the original series.
So remember that episode where Grandpa Max and Ben got what was it, younger, and he voiced that guy Hector.
Oh yeah. It was I forgot what the episode's called, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and he also voices this other guy that was in the major episode, like Tim Dean. Like, remember Ben saw the commercial with Ben using his aliens as like heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a really good introduction. Another introduction was Transformers Prime.
Of course, that's what my introduction to him. Well, other than Ben 10, where voices Jack.
But other introductions was also when he played young Hercules.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, and finding out that he was a child actor, that I was surprised that he was one of the voices of Linus from Charlie Brown.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it was so cool to see more of his talent, especially in the Benton reboot where he played Accelerate and Azagreath.
And he also is known for playing Flash and Green Lantern.
Yes, also. Let's see. But he also played Human Torch in Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Electro and, of course, Insomniac Spider-Man.
Yeah, his performance was surprising. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He also played Brent in the Cloud Chance Meatballs game.
Huh.
Yeah. Also known for playing Ant-Man here and there. Of course, he played A-Bomb one time. And of course, his Spider-Richard in the new Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, that's really awesome that they dedicated that. Because they really brought Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter Parker, in the movie. Of course they're going to have
he just
him in
said
there.
that, so...
Yeah. But
and a bonus, having Yuri Lowenthal voice Insomniac Spider-Man.
Also known for playing Iron Man here and there. One of my other introductions to Josh Keaton was in Superhero Squad, where he plays this character named Moon Boy,
which I have never heard of.
It was a great character, but again, for Josh Keaton's performances, Fireman being one of the best, Infinity.
Of course, he's one of the goats.
The goats. Next up, we got Miss Vanessa Marshall, who played Mary Jane Watson. Yeah, her portrayal was spot on, and it was fantastic.
Yep. And, of course, it was a few episodes before she appeared, because Spider-Man's love interest was Gwen Stacy at the time, but we'll talk about her in a little bit. But for Mary Jane, of course, she's known for as love interest for many of the Spider-Man franchises, like comics or cartoons or movies.
So, yeah.
But yeah, before knowing she was a Spectacular Spider-Man, I first got introduced to her through the Richard Benton and Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Mandy.
Original Benton and other media.
But yeah, really, it was like she's one of my top voices for Mary Jane in animation, in my opinion.
I put her as number 1 too.
Yeah.
But she's also known as Tara Strong.
Okay, understandable. But she's also mainly known for playing Wonder Woman here and there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and she was also in a regular show where she plays Two-Pick Sally. And
she has played Gamora.
Yes, here and there as well. And Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, she played Black Widow.
And she was Poison Ivy in Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Yes. Benton Omniverse, where she played Drew Saturday.
Which, of course, originally in the show she was voiced by...
Damn, you just have to wait for that.
Yeah, Nicole Solomon. That just slipped my mind.
And she was in Benton Reboot, where she voices Queen Bee.
Right.
Yeah. And in Justice 2, she plays Black Canary.
Yes. Yeah. And Killer Frost, too. Oh, wait. That was also in Justice League Legacy. My fault.
That's alright. But, of course, also known for playing one, like, in Star Wars as well. But, gotta say, she's an incredible actor with insane voice talent.
No doubt about it.
Especially letting her voice talent in Billy Mandy. Like, that shocked me.
Yes, sir. I mean, of course, yes. One of the many cases of females performing voices for young boys, but god dang, she did pull it off.
Especially for Erwin.
Yeah, that's what we're referring to. But also, like, this one being, like, her time is voicing a color character.
And still, where during the time nothing was wrong. It's just all about the voice. It's nothing to do with race.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for her and Mary Jane, I also give them 50. 10 out of 10.
I mean, like,
Yes.
There's no surprises there.
Next up, Lacey Chabert, who played Gwen Stacy. Like, yeah, of course we have Gwen Stacy, like Spider-Gwen, but this version where she's just, a teenager. But I do like her, like, style of her playing Gwen Stacy, in my opinion.
Yeah, my introduction to Gwen Stacy was in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Cool.
And for Lacey Chabert, what was your introduction?
Yes, it was The Wild Thornberrys, Transformers Rescue Bots, and Hey Arnold.
Right, she's Danny in Rescue Bots.
Mm-hmm. And of
So yeah,
course,
that was my introduction to her. And also, what?
I mean, she's one. Oh no, go ahead.
I think that's my other introductions besides that. Well, of course, I saw the commercials for Wild Thornberry, so that technically counts.
If you didn't watch the episodes, it doesn't count. Get out of here. No, I'm just playing. But she's also one of the voices of Zatanna from, like, Young Justice.
Yeah, which was my introduction. Well, technically, yes, I got just here in that, but my actual introduction to Zatanna was in Injustice, the first one I saw on YouTube, because I didn't know that they added more characters.
And she was one of the voices of Meg from Family Guy.
Cool.
Yeah. Fred, go on with yours.
Yes. Oh well. Sadly for me, and I say both sadly as both mixed, because we all know with Sonic 06 where she played Princess Elise, not really one of her like very stronger type of roles, depending on the view on the fans, because I think she was kind of like decent, even though she was a little bit of a damsel in distress too much. It's questionable.
Yeah, I'm glad that game didn't make it to the Wii. I would never play that.
But for her playing Gwen, just saying that being put as a female version of Peter Parker in a way to make her just I just kind of like that. It's just kind of like we're in this version where she has this unrequired crush on Peter and just trying to just work things out, become a supportive best friend that's always been with them ever since like second grade. I think he mentioned that one time. It's pretty special.
It is. Like, of course, yeah, she was also on Mean Girls.
Oh, yes, and I eventually did see it. It turned out fantastic.
Yeah. But for her, like, performance, yes, also, it was pretty good.
No doubt.
Alright, next up, we got Harry Osborn, voiced by James Arnold Taylor.
Yeah.
Fresh, go ahead.
This version of Harry, he's not really all that bad. Even though, of course, wanted the approval of his father, and he does kind of start a little bit, just man up a little bit, taking a Goblin Green to become stronger and much more popular. It was good for him to be on the football team and become one of the official popular kids. I guess that's a bonus.
Well, yeah, but this version of Harry Osborn that I like is, like, yes, he's a little bit wimpy, a little bit. Like, his voice, James gave, it kind of reminds me of a little upset, like, Johnny Test, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can hear a lot of Johnny Test in his voice.
But what I also like that he's not a total stuck-up jerk like James Franco's Harry Osborn.
Well, later on, after his father died and everything, when he used to play like that.
Yeah. And of course, in the Amazing Spider-Man films, what was the actor who played Harry in that one?
Is Dane DeHaan.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of his version?
His is okay. It wasn't really kind of like necessary for him to be just. Again, it's just a little bit mixed. I saw him in better movies like Chronicle, where he was the main antagonist, and yeah, he was a better villain.
I was gonna say, when he turned into the new Goblin, his design was like, people might say it's cool, but it was really effed up.
It was.
Like, it was pretty boring.
I mean, it's alright, but alright as fuck isn't what it is.
Yeah.
But for James's performance for like Harry, he did really well. Other than like Harry, he also voiced it. What was it, Foswell?
Yes, under the name Patch, to go under working at the vehicle, but goes undercover to investigate like villains and their crimes and stuff.
Yeah. But overall, with James, you can't deny it. He's the best at anything. I just give him for the along with Harry.
I agree.
Yeah. Next up, Darren Norris, who got the honor of playing J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah,
And he nailed it.
he did nail it. He's one of my favorite voices of J. Jonah Jameson. But what I liked about it is that he uses the same voice as he did for the Chief from Tough Puppy.
Yes, sir.
Well, of course, because it fit.
What?
I mean, like, even though Tough Puppy became afterwards, but
How I first got introduced that kind of voice Darren did, I'm saying through the Chiefs.
yeah,
To be fair.
I understand.
Yeah, but yeah, he's one of my favorites. Like, J.K. Simmons is first, he's second, and Asner is like third for me. That's how my list go. But
For me, of course, number one would be J.K. Simmons. Second would be Darren Norris. A little bit of John DiMaggio for the Lego game, and yeah, that's it.
yeah, but I did like how he described the voice. So, you know, like, oh yeah, and the behind the scenes, I like how he described it as a teddy bear, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, but with the voice he used, similar to the Chief, I like how he described it as like Jorgen's voice without the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I gotta say, it's like, especially when he talks really fast, he really nailed like J.K. Simmons' like version.
It's just, I mean, it's just extreme dedication. Again, it's one of those moments where you'd be like, try to channel it, but also make it your own, or blah blah blah. But everything worked. He turned out to be an excellent fit.
Exactly. Yeah. There are times where he really hates forever, but I did like that one episode of The Invisible Hand where when the Rhino appeared in the Daily Bugle, that he let Peter like out the door and everything, like let him sneak out. That was really nice of him.
And also when Aunt May had a heart attack and he himself tried to call Peter to let him know.
Yeah, I remember that. And what upset me that Peter didn't bother answering the phone.
Well, yeah, he was just under the influence from the symbiote because he just assumed that JJ was just going to yell at him.
Yeah. But yeah, other than JJ, his son John Jameson, I gotta say, God, when I watched the episode with John Jameson, I really knew that was Darren Norris. It was like, yeah, this is his normal voice, but more unique.
Wasn't he using Knockout's voice when voicing his son?
You could say that a little bit.
Kinda.
But, yeah, a little bit, but yeah. It was really good. Like, out of all the John Jamesons, I like this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, like, what was it? Colonel Jupiter. Like, when he turned into a superhero, I liked it at first until, like, you know, he got all crazy. But what was going to happen in the later seasons if they made it was that he was going to turn into a wolf.
Yes, I did kind of like read about that in the original source material, but that would have been cool as well.
Yeah. But John Jameson as an astronaut, he was pretty cool, especially learning that when he was a kid, his first ever costume was an astronaut. How funny. And he has a good sense of humor, in my opinion.
Oh, well, yeah, like, characters did mention that multiple times, and yeah, he could have maintained that, but Venom just had to take him off.
But overall, for JJ and John Jameson, this being voiced by Darren Norris is always offending.
Yep.
Let's see, Alan Rickson, I believe that's how you say it?
Well,
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Norman Osborn. Now this version kind of gives a vibe a little bit of Willem Dafoe's, but not really going all that crazy. Well, Renee's Green Goblin, of course, but he's more strict, in my opinion.
Yeah, and fun fact, his voice actor has voiced the Clocking in Batman the Animated Series in Justice League Unlimited.
But yes. But I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite Norman Osborn. Even though he did a good performance, I just prefer Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But for Alan's performance, 10 out of 10 before Norman, I give it like a 6.
Yeah, me too, because I'm not a fan of this version of Norman Osborn. It's just like, bad for me.
Yeah. And you first?
Oh, y'all basically did like say everything, but at least he still managed to care for his son in the Halloween episode about like who is the goblin.
Oh yeah. Alright, next up, Joshua LaBar, who voiced Flash Thompson. Now this Flash Thompson was funny as hell. Although he could be mean to hear his jokes and all that, I mean the actor went all out for Flash.
Surprisingly enough, it was interesting to know in First Steps that, well, it was his mom who invited Peter to the party as well, since they used to be friends in nursery school.
Really?
Yeah, and it was Peter who also gave him his nickname as well.
Really?
Because when it was his birthday, it was revealed that he liked to like take out his pens while he was playing as a child.
Then why did he become a bully then?
Well, you know, things change. People become a-holes.
Yeah. But I gotta say, yeah, I also like the live-action Flash Thompson from Sam Raimi. But, you know, from the MCU's, like, Flash Thompson, they just did a downgrade on him, no offense.
Well, yeah.
Like how?
People criticized him. He criticized him for just being not the Flash Thompson fans are used to. More of a verbal bully than a physical one, and... Of course, yeah. I think they're being racist, I think, during the time, I'm assuming.
So let me get this straight. He's not a music bully, but a verbal bully? Like,
what, am I speaking French?
Just using your words to, like, hurt people, yeah.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, of course, a bit bad, but we all know that the fact that he's not known for that. That's what I'm trying to say.
No shtick.
But also, what was it? What did the basic experiments of last Thompson?
Yeah, he was interesting. He did have a change of heart when he heard about Uncle Ben's passing, and he ultimately became friends with Peter at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that scene, and because like Peter let him against the locker, so that's just something.
Yeah. But there are times where Flash could help Peter, like especially when Spider-Man and Venom are having their big fight in school, and Flash was pretending to be Spider-Man. But yeah, he really helped out on that case.
And even more, he did eventually find a new girlfriend in Shasha.
Yes, but yeah, honestly, both performances, I give it a 10 out of 10. Me too.
Yes, same.
Alright, next up, Liz Allen, voiced by Elena Gabosh.
Yeah, I mean, like...
It is very questionable to me, because she always, goes in between different boyfriends.
Well, like I did say, that's, of course, yes, start out with Flash, but as soon as Peter started tutoring her, and then, yeah, it was up until Peter had the balls to tell her, anytime you want to study, just let me know. And it caused her to change her ways and eventually broke off and went with Peter. But at the end of the episode, when Peter decided to break up, she just kind of, it was sad for me.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Apparently she appeared in the 90s Spider-Man. I actually didn't know that.
She did.
And she's also in the 2017 Spider-Man. I don't know if you've seen a version of her.
I did.
And yep, and believe it or not, yeah. Wait a second.
Well, which one you like appearance-wise?
How about all of them?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Well, I gotta say, I was really surprised that she was voiced by Elena Gabosh.
Yeah, me too. I could totally hear El Tigre in her voice.
Yeah, but as a female, yeah. Especially with Elena, I did explain this with the El Tigre one. Yeah, first got introduced her to Hound Puppies.
Good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought she really played the character off really good, although there was some fights here and there. I, still like their relationship here and there, but yeah, for Elena's, performance, I give it a 10 out of 10. For Liz, I give her a 9.
Same as you.
Well, for Liz, like I said, it's very questionable. Heck, 8.
Okay. All right, next up. You want some money? Because we're going to Clancy Brown.
Ah!
Right, yeah.
Mr. Clancy Brown got the honor of playing both George Stacy and the Rhino.
And Ox in the pilot.
Especially if they're up team together.
Mm-hmm. But this version of George Stacy compared to what was it, James Cromwell and Dennis Leary, this one has to stand out the most for me.
Yeah, me too. He actually has appreciation or respect for Spider-Man. Doesn't see him as a criminal or a menace or blah blah blah, whatever Jameson would say. But yeah, he stands his ground as a good cop and a good father to Gwen.
Exactly, and the whole time when he said we're talking to Peter, even though it didn't point out to the show, he knows that Peter was Spider-Man the whole time.
Similar to the source material.
Yeah. But this is one of Clancy's more common roles, respectful roles, I must say.
Dang straight.
Well, no doubt.
Yeah. But now for the Rhino, his performance was epic.
Oh yeah, I really love the voice he gave him.
Something about his Rhino, it just speaks to me. Although he is portrayed as one of the dimmest villains for Spider-Man, he just seems a little bit much more competent and serious in something. It's just something to do with the aggression, his need to destroy Spider-Man. It's just, and he doesn't really seem that much a bit of an idiot, like he's supposed to be. Somehow.
Yeah. Agreed. Yes. But I did like this time before he became the Rhino, with him and Flint Marco's, robberies and all that. But still, yeah, especially in the last episode he created was it the opening night?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, where he just went all out. But eventually they all went to sleep. But for his performance as Rhino, epic as hell, and for George Stacy, also epic. I both give them infinity.
Yeah. And I can't wait in the future when we do an all-mental for Rhino.
Good, I know. Now here's the thing, because Rhino could go all out. Do you prefer him being Russian, American, or as a kid?
Russian and American.
As an adult. I'm still skeptical about the kid because what I know about him being a kid was in Ultimate Spider-Man, so I prefer him as an adult. Mm-hmm. Makes much more sense, but I prefer both Russian and American. But what about you?
Yeah, American and Russian, because I was really surprised when he was a kid in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Alright, next up, we got the genius behind the Green Goblin, Steve Blum.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Spider-Man. Yeah. He really pulled it up. He went to the levels of Blum before.
And timed it by he times it by 11. He went all over the place. It was one of the many shocking ones that I was like, oh dang, he freaking nailed the role. He owned it.
But yes, of course my introduction was both Benton and Rubber show for him.
Well, of course, Benton's my main introduction to him. Of course, Wolverine, and other media. Oh yeah, Transformers Prime. Well, I didn't know it was dude Blum at first because the way he used the accent for Starscream. But yeah, after seeing a video where he mentioned that he was Starscream, oh, well, I might. But
yeah, that's the thing though. I like how he used a similar voice for Starscream for Green Goblin as well.
Well, of course, this was before he voiced Starscream, but
yeah. But going fresh with Green Goblin.
Well, with me, when I got introduced to Steve Blum, I'm pretty sure that, it was apparently Superhero Squad, so to get that out of the way. And for Green Goblin himself, his design was kind of a little bit questionable. I was so used to the original source material, but I was going for a much more aerial design because you notice by his helmet, it kind of resembles pilots in the early days of flying. I was like, okay, that's
a little bit, but I still like it.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, other characters than Green Goblin, he also voiced the villain, the Chameleon.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's so shocking that they didn't explain this in the other video, but of course, in the new Craven Hunter movie, it's revealed that him and Craven are half brothers.
Yes, that's true.
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. I wish they could have had an episode with Craven and Chameleon. Of course, if they had more episodes, that would have been really cool. But yeah, I could say for his version of the Chameleon, it was really good, especially the accent he gave him.
Well, what I wonder about the show, I wish it wasn't just 13 episodes. Because certain episodes...
Okay, yeah. I did say I like the accent. Another character who played was Black Gaxton.
Yeah. I just mostly like the voice that he puts on because, well, no surprise, he's got the deepest, freaking coolest voice, the king of anime and everything. Blah blah.
Exactly. Even has a world record of like playing the most video games as the voice actor, along with Jennifer Hill, in fact. Yeah. For his sequence performances as these three characters, it's funny because he's like a god.
Yeah, like, one of the videos, he has an hour-long showcase from either Chantilly Gaming or Generation West. It's like 1 hour.
Mm-hmm. Alright, next up, Peter McNichol as Dr. Octopus. Yeah, this version was really, like, something else.
I see.
Off as a scientist working for, Hammerhead and stuff, and then, like, how?
No.
He worked for Norman Osborn.
Oh, that was the other way around.
No.
But, yeah, continue first.
Yeah, I have to say, like, yes, his version of Doc Ock was almost closer to Alfred Molina's, being much more sadistic and just straight up brutal. But he still made it his own to make the character fun in a way.
Yes, indeed. My introduction to Peter McNichol was, Benton, Ultimate Alien, and Danny Phantom.
Right, and Benton Ultimate Alien, he voiced Will Horan's assistant.
No. That was Nicholas Guest. The character you're thinking of, he played Oliver. You know, the guy that worked in video games.
That's what I mean. That's his assistant, Will Horan's assistant.
Oh, right. And of course, he also voiced it when driving instructor when she was trying to get her driver's license.
Yeah.
But of course, also known for playing Sidney Poindexter. He was also in Scooby-Doo Street Fight.
But for me, what?
Scooby-Doo Stage Fright, where you play, Dewey the janitor.
Oh, right. And he turned out to be one of the Phantom.
And of course, Recess Fenwick would know, like, school's out, he plays Fenwick.
Right, yeah, it's like gonna be rewatching that Sandy sometime soon.
Mm-hmm. And the Batman, he played Man-Bat.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, he did really good portraying as the Man-Bat slash
Kirk Langstrom.
But yeah, also knowing that Dr. Octopus formerly worked with Adrian Toombs, aka the Vulture. But it was surprising because towards like the last episodes that the Vulture would have worked for Dr. Octopus. That's kind of like a reverse.
Yeah.
Hilarious. And as for me, for Peter McNichol, it was All of the Other Reindeer when he voiced Fido the Flea.
Cool.
I remember that scene where he's in a focus group thing, and he's like afraid that he'll turn into Dr. Octopus, and then his tentacles came after him.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, as it turned out, that he planned the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I remember that's where he wanted to do Sinister Six.
I mean, it took me a while to figure it out, but I was like, dude, like, I think you got it surgically removed, and aren't you free? But I was like, holy crap. It's more. Now, this is why he is credited as the most intelligent Spider-Man villain.
Exactly. And yes, again with him and Peter McNichol,
if any. Yeah, he did really good.
Okay.
Of course, no one can top what am I saying? Alfred Molina, yeah.
Alright, I'll be back real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, next up, Sandman and Hammerhead, voiced by John DiMaggio.
Yep.
First we introduced to Sandman from Spider-Man 3, but his version of Sandman was like, it reminds me of Spider-Man 3's, Sandman, except he doesn't have a family, but his, how he became a Sandman, basically, is the comparison.
Yeah.
I agree. Anyway.
But yeah.
Although I prefer Sandman having a family because it creates like a certain arc for him, but for this one, I see what they're going for, making him an actual criminal, like being a solo guy, you know.
I see. What was it? I was gonna go back here. All right. What do you call it? Yeah. Again, with John Master's version of Sandman, I did explain this when I was telling you my favorite episodes. I just like how he, went to a new leaf, just helping Spider-Man and all that. Similar to like what Sandman did in Spider-Man 3. It was just heartwarming.
When did this happen?
Yeah, in the episode, what was it?
Well, like First Steps, we explained this.
First Steps, yeah. Yeah. But I just like the style. I just like the voice he gave. It kind of like a New York accent a little bit.
Yeah.
But Hammerhead was really surprising. Like one of the deepest John Magic has gone.
And they're just doing Hammerhead and Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, this is my full introduction to Hammerhead. But yeah, he kind of gave me a Sylvester Stallone kind of a vibe a little bit when he does the voice. Don't you agree?
Yeah, similar sounding, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like with this version of Hammerhead being a much more intellectual and sort of a much more bad arse version, I agree. Like this is my favorite version of Hammerhead.
Yeah. Other Hammerheads I like is Steve Bradley Baker's one.
Oh, interesting take.
Yeah. Where he goes all Italian for the voice, of course. I also like Keith Silverstein's performance in the 2018 Spider-Man gig.
And what about Jim Cummings for Marvel Spider-Man?
I like it because people did explain like how the voice he did for his Hammerhead like sounds like John DiMaggio's regular voice basically in a way.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, for both Hammerhead, just having the story just working for the big man, aka Tombstone. But yeah, he does collab with Norman Osborn here and there, especially making the Rhino and Sandman. But yeah, also learning that him and Silver Sable used to date.
No effing way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
And eventually, he was trying so hard to just frame Tombstone that he actually went to jail. But in later seasons, it could have revealed Kingpin, because if you saw the behind the scenes in one of the posters, you can see Kingpin as a picture.
Ooh.
Yeah. It would have been awesome, but we got what we got. But for both Hammerhead and Sandman,
I agree.
Yeah. Next up, we got number 2 and number 1 as Venom.
Yeah, clever. Yes, it was one of the more surprising, one of the most surprising timeless honors for Ben to honor. And in this version of Venom, aka Eddie Brock, it was very cool to have this version be a college friend for Peter, but slowly starts to doubt him and distrust him, and ever since all these incidents happening with him caring all about himself and eventually becoming Venom.
Yeah. But I do think Bendis didn't explain this in the magazine a little bit, but entertainment voices, he didn't explain how he had to do 2 takes basically, one for his normal voice and one for when he was doing the evil voice for Venom at the same time, so they could pitch it together.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's talent right there.
It is talent. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Ben Liskin whenever he does these kind of roles, because just going to do these kind of high pitched roles, especially with number 2 and maybe Gonzo. But goddamn, this has to be one of them. Another one I would say is surprise. It has to be Scar from Hulk and the Age of Smash.
Not bad.
Because how he talks Caven talk. And another one that he kind of goes this kind of voice is when he voiced Rhino one time.
Yeah, that was a shocker too.
That's funny because one of Rhino's lines in that game was like, that was awfully loud, shocker.
Of course.
But yeah, of course, yeah. I did mention Baby Gonzo also voicing Riddle the Rat. Yeah, number 1, number 2, Mega Man. He was also one of the voices of Professor Oak.
Huh.
Yeah. Which was really cool. I did like his version. Also talking about Spider-Man, he did voice Spider-Man one time.
Yes.
And yeah, he got one of the pleasure of playing Stitch.
Yes, and he that was one of the many shocking ones from him. He freaking nailed Chris Sanders' version.
Yeah. But again, for his like awesome performances, Eddie Brock slides of Venom, perfect, Infinity.
Yeah. Even though he did pretty good, my top favorite would be Tom Hardy.
Understandable, but if we didn't tell this before, Ben Niskin was also a child actor.
Yes, like one of many other shocking ones. Of course, one of the kindergarten cop movies, and also being one of the voices of Eugene from Hey Arnold.
Yes. Oh yeah, one of the times you can hear him Chris in the Friday the 13th movie. Oh no, that movie, the game, my fault.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, who did he play? I know he played it. Wait, who did he play in that game?
Okay, yes, he played this dude named Chad and this other dude named Eric. 2 different voices. He, I mean, like with Eric, he kind of sounds like he's using number 2, and
exactly. Okay, next up, yeah, Trisha Heffler, yeah, who voiced Black Cat. This has to be my favorite Black Cat of all like versions.
Yeah, she did pretty good. And of course, this is Spider-Man / Peter's love interest besides Mary, Jane, and Gwen Stacy. He has a lot of love interests.
I mean, it does say, like, when I was watching, like, Batman vs. Spider-Man on Death Battle, it did say he has more girlfriends than any other superhero, so.
Yes. But, yeah, my introduction to Trisha was in Superhero Squad.
And
my introduction to her was when we come back Ice Machine voice Sonya Blade.
Cool.
Let's see from here. I don't really remember, but I guess the Spectacular Spider-Man would have to do it.
But yeah, her performance as Black Cat, again, you know, she did really great, especially her little relationship with Peter with the symbiote suit.
But it was heartbreaking where, like, at the end of opening night, where she said that I will never forgive you, and then just goes off and.
Yeah, because she wanted to like let her dad escape, but her dad convinced her to like just let me go and everything. That was like it was really sad.
Man, and the fact that wait, which came first, Black Cat or Catwoman?
Okay, well,
But I gotta say, one Black Cat got robbed, like in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, basically.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you get to see her, but she's not in the the Black Cat uniform. But why waste that opportunity?
Hey, did you see what they did to Scorpion and freaking No Way Homecoming?
I would love to bring that shit up. Yeah, with Scorpion too. Yeah, well, what's the point of bringing these villains if you're not gonna use them in the future? What's the point? It's like that little that little cameo for Superman when he met Black Adam, but that was useless because now he got fired.
2 words: bad writing.
Okay.
He's not wrong.
Oh no, I got that, but yeah. But for her performance as Black Cat Infinity, she's like my favorite.
Yeah, she did pretty good.
I mean, my other favorites has to be Jennifer Hale and Erica Lindvik.
Great Delisle as well.
Oh, Greta,
yeah, she really voiced her in 2015 Spider-Man. And strangely, in that version, she has superpowers. Like, she can create bad luck just by looking at it.
Well, they did that in Tara Strong's version.
Which one did Tara Strong voice her in?
Yeah, in the Marvel Superhero Squad online game, she also voiced her in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game.
Ah.
Yeah.
Passable.
basketball. And yeah, like Fresh, what do you thought of Friend of Foes Black Cats?
Oh yes, I enjoyed her as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, we got Xander Berkeley, who voiced Mysterio.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, about this Mysterio, he can create illusions. Apparently, he's a fake.
I mean, like what? Like this version. What do you mean this version? Isn't he always just illusional?
Yeah, he makes a lot of illusions.
But well, you guys seen Far From Home, haven't you?
Who? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like it all comes for real or fake or whatever. Like, yeah, same difference.
And also, Xander is known for voicing a Manhunter and Batman, Special Batman Brother the Bold. You might know who he also voiced in Batman and Alien Blitz.
Well, yes, I know the actor, yes. But how I first got introduced to him was Teen Titans.
Wait.
Right, he voiced that General Mortis dude and Mental, which I don't know.
Warp too, yeah. But yeah, he's a good actor. I do like his version of Mysterio. No offense to Jake Jonas' Mysterio, but this version in particular, it was like he kind of gave me like Genie vibes from Aladdin a little bit, just the voice of it.
I mean,
the opportunity to have Robin Williams voice Mysterio.
Go on.
I enjoyed this version too. Him being so freaking hammy 24/7, especially when he just hams up the voice, be like, "Oh, behold, Mysterio, the master of the arcane arts."
Exactly. Other versions of Mysterio I like is Greg Berger, who played him in Spider-Man in 1994, Pierre Coleman, who played him in Spider-Man His Amazing Friends, and also Darren Norris, when he played him in the Spider-Man again from the what was this?
2000 from the 2000s.
Yeah, those are my favorites. You?
Well, yes, Darren, Jake Gyllenhaal. Wait, I believe James Earl Taylor played him once.
Yes, he did, along with D. Bradley Baker for the Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Greg Baldwin voiced him one time in Web of Shadows. Yeah. There was I also like David Sublov's version from Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Nice.
Yeah. But for his performance as Mysterio, I gotta give it like 10 out of 10. It was hilarious.
I couldn't agree more.
And learning that he was like one of like the henchmen for like the Chameleon at first.
Yeah, it's a good connection for characters to just play off each other any way possible.
Yes. All right, next one. This might be a shocker.
Yeah, and I love this was a shocker where one, Chef Brennan, and two, the fact that he's like a Texan kind of guy. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, his version of shocker, just give him that kind of accent. I just like the moxie of it, basically.
Yeah, like I was just shocked to know. No pun intended, but I was always so used to the OG Herman Schultz, but this guy Montana, he proved to be an effective shocker in his own right.
Yeah. But Montana, the Woodman's crew, Ox and Fantaden, they were a great team.
Yeah, they interested me a bit.
Yeah. The other version of shocker I like is A.B. Mitchell's from the 2018 Spider-Man game. I also like Troy Baker's version, Darren Norris, Jim Cummings, and that's about it.
Apparently, there's a younger version of him in 2017 where he's voiced by none other than Cameron Boyce.
Yeah. But let's see. Did he also voice other characters in Shocker?
Yeah, he was he was the theater teacher, and he was also St. James. This guy's name is really difficult to say. It's the same name as Earl's name in Clash for a Chance of Meatballs.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I just appreciate what Jeff Bennett, coming up with his own version of, Shocker. I just give them Infinity. It was pretty awesome.
Yes, same here.
Claws out, and I'm not talking about Wolverine. We're bring on Robert Englund. For Vulture.
Vulture.
Yeah, he did really amazing as Vulture, like really outstanding.
Yeah, like I'm used to him with a green costume, but seeing him red, that's pretty okay.
Yeah, my introduction to him was Superhero Squad and regular show.
Let's see. Where was it?
Of course, I'm on Elm Street on YouTube, and that's basically it.
Let's see. First official one. I guess it would have to be here, surprisingly, even though I did have a chance to watch some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, which he did phenomenal as. But here, seeing him do voice work, it's impressive in of itself.
I especially like that one scene from the behind the scenes where they all like doing a table read. I like that.
Yes.
Fireworks good. Scarecrow from 2002, Dyer and Dreadbeaver from TNG 2012.
But what I like about those movies, all four of them, they're basically based off like Freddy Krueger.
Well, that makes sense, but of course, two each are voiced by Robert Englund and John Kassir.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he's like a really awesome voice actor. I really love his grassy voice.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, being an older man, have his own company, named by Adrian Toomes, but of course he got ruined by Norman Osborn. Then just become the Vulture. And what was it? He was arguing with Norman. What did Norman call him?
He called him a buzzard.
Right. Yeah.
And he does not like being called that.
Actually, not really. I mean, like.
Oh yeah,
I think he doesn't like being called that.
Even though it's not really necessary, but.
But I like this like armor because usually he goes for like green armor, but having a red kind of texture to it is really awesome.
It said that they kind of took influence from one of the comics where he does don the red and black suits. So.
Yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly.
But yeah, other versions I like of Vulture is the Legend Don Messick, Dwight Schultz, and Nolan North.
Dwight Schultz, definitely.
Yeah, it's Dwight Schultz to me too.
But yeah, for Robert's like performance, it was a hell of a performance. I give it a 50.
But of course.
All right, now for the big man. Oh no, it's Tombstone. Yeah, and the first second.
But my favorite is Tombstone.
Yeah, that's good.
I love that line though.
But of course, in the first episode, even though he didn't make an appearance, he made a voice appearance on the 401 Montana, basically explaining what to do and everything with Spider-Man. But yeah, his first voice was to keep David.
Yeah, and then onwards was Kevin McRobertson.
Yeah, like Kevin taking over for Keith, that was really nice of him. And yeah, I just prefer Kevin's version overall.
I still don't know why they Ace been one of voice him anymore after one time.
Hey, you see what happened to Schnitzel?
Yeah, it happened to Schnitzel. It's kind of funny because that's kind of reversed now with Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, having this deep voice as he always does, like, just being a dealer here and there. Just making deals with Spider-Man, of course, but he made that one deal with Venom. But,
yeah.
I was going to say, I just like that epic fight with him, Hammerhead, Dr. Octopus, Vulture, and Silvermane.
Yeah, that was awesome, and he really did prove himself to be a much fitting replacement for Kingpin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
and the fact that he has sharp teeth.
Yeah.
What do you think about Tombstone from Spider-Man 2018?
I mean, him being the leader of a biker gang, yeah, that's interesting, but people kind of like hate on the fight between him and Spider-Man. He just basically just calls for henchmen to do his bidding instead of doing it his own self, which is weak.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I give Kevin like Infinity for like Keith. I give him a 9.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Next up, Electro. Yeah, Max Dillon.
I love his awesome design, especially with the wires with the electricity going through. That's a nice touch.
Of course, yes. Before getting introduced to this Electro, of course, it was Jamie Foxx's Electro I got introduced to.
I got introduced to Electro when I used to have the Spider-Man poster. I get another one from Amazon, but my most favorite is Jamie Foxx Electro.
But yeah, Chris Freeman's version of Electro playing off as both Max Dillon, like just normal, but just going all out as Electro, it was perfect.
Yeah. It all started, he's like a electrician guy, and how did he turn to Electro?
I think that like there was a drill being placed on something electric-y, and he touched it, and it caused him to be hospitalized, and boom.
Don't forget the heels.
I mean, it's been a while because the episode is a little bit mixed because of Liz's attitude, but thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, Chris Freeman, how I first got introduced to him was in Steven Universe, where he plays Connie's dad.
Really?
I didn't know he played Connie's dad.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a whole turnaround for me.
But yeah, he was also known for playing Bullseye, Punisher and Ghost Rider in the Superhero Squad online game.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, he has to be one of my favorite actors that played in Electro overall.
I agree. He just makes him sound so freaking loud all the time. He's just aggressive. It's just the voice itself, just very shouty.
But yeah, I just give him Infinity as well.
No surprise there.
Yeah, next up we got Nikki Cox, who played Silver Sable. Yeah, this version was pretty badass.
I got introduced to Silver Sable in 2018 Spider-Man game.
Makes sense. But yeah, this version, is going all out, just being very secretive, going disguised. But this version really pulled off.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about her in 2018 Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was interesting. Of course, she had kind of got on my nerves a little bit, but I still found her fascinating. And the fact that
she got on my nerves too.
But she did come around in the end when Spider-Man was almost killed by Doc Ock, and even though she still may be around here and there, she still kind of had a change of hearts, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, this version, I give it an Infinity, especially finding out the secrets between her and him, and especially that he drugged her drink.
Well, since I've never seen an episode with her, and since I really don't like Silver Sable that much, I'll give her a 5.
I'll give her a 10.
7.
Alright, next up, Dr. Kirk Connors / Lizard, voiced by D. Bradley Baker.
One of his best performances.
I gotta say, yeah, this is one time you hear D. Bradley Baker do a smart voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rich, would you like to speak more?
Well, okay, well, just the standard story yeah, even though, wait, how can I say? Yes, I do enjoy this version having a sometimes mechanical hand to help him with his work instead of just doing it one-handed. Because, come on, you do deserve to have a second chance to just still become human in itself. Nothing changed. You're still the man. It's just you still do need, become better.
He needs help, basically, yeah, because he just wanted to grow his arm. His family was happy for a while, but of course, yikes. See,
and the fact that his son was involved and he almost got hurt.
Yes. I was about to say, if this happened this kind of did happen in the Amazing Spider-Man with his lizard. It was a deleted scene, but it showed him and his son.
No.
Yeah.
Did it?
Wow.
It did. It was a deleted scene.
Oh no, I heard that part, but god dang.
Yeah. There was also a deleted scene. I remember, I told you this before, there was a deleted scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Peter's father finding him. revealing that he was alive the whole time, but wanted to keep Peter like safe.
And yeah, every time I see that, when I come across it on Instagram, Andrew Garfield's performance is just spot on.
Yeah, I don't know why they had to delete that scene. It was like heartwarming, but it was like kind of effed up at the same time, but it's still perfect.
Yeah.
But of course, for Deal Bradley Baker, first getting introduced to him in SpongeBob and Ben 10.
SpongeBob.
You all know me.
Do we? No. Okay, yeah. But for Deal Bradley Baker's version of Kurt Connors, I give them Infinity.
Of course, because he rocks. Yeah, I can't wait to post the episode.
Alright, next up, we got his wife, Dr. Martha Connors, who's voiced by Cash Suzy.
Yeah, what a much more surprising roles for Cap to take, and she still got it. And even though it was kind of just difficult when she just fired Peter, but soon gave him a second chance. No thanks to Norman for his second offer, but she just wants to maintain everything. She just needs to not lose her trust in people.
Yeah. Of course, other than playing her, she also played Mary Jane Watson's grandmother.
Yes.
Yeah. Anna Watson.
Mm-hmm. But she still did great. 10 out of 10. You know about Peter's main teacher from school, right?
No, not really.
You know who suggested that Liz Allen should get tutoring from Peter?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually know his actor, Brian George. He's a really good actor.
Oh, Aaron Warren. Okay, so that's his teacher.
Yeah. I know him from, animation and live action. He's pretty cool. One of the few times I introduced him was Events in Ultimate Alien, where he took over for Victor. You remember Victor, Christian?
Yeah, that episode is just one of the lamest. The fact that it's just.
But other than him, he also played Dr. Miles Warden. He was the one that gave Craven his powers of becoming a lion.
Oh.
Yeah. But I give him Infinity. He did really great. Next up, we got Grey DeLisle. Yeah. Both as Sally and Betty friends.
Oh God.
What?
Okay.
Sally.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Grey DeLisle, I admire her putting on the voice, but I just freaking hate Sally. I believe her to be just worse than Flash. Even though, she did get a little pass in the episode Intervention when she felt a little sad for Peter when he blew up at everybody, but God dang, especially in the other episode where it introduces Shocker's gang full on as villains, and she was paired up with Pete, and I mean, yes, still some little human here and there, but Jesus, God.
Yeah.
This is one of those horror girls that doesn't give a crap about anything.
I want to call her a whore because if she was a whore, she would be slaying with all the boys. She didn't do that. That's the definition of a whore, Christian.
If you actually did, I mean, come on.
I feel uncomfortable saying that, but okay. But, other than Sally, Betty was better, though, when Grey DeLisle was playing her. Yes, I do appreciate Elizabeth Banks' version, but Grey DeLisle's version was also good as well. Wait a minute. Oh, she also played her in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Really?
Yeah. She was so nice to Peter. They were getting along. She, even Peter wanted to ask her to the prom.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But Aunt May convinced her that don't go because, older women-wise, that's fine. I give for Betty, Infinity, for Sally, a 2.
Yeah, the way you describe Sally, because I totally forgot about her, I give her a -10.
Alright.
Wait. I just freaking referenced Ben 10, didn't I?
Really, Kristen? Alright, never mind. Okay, next up, both of Shocker's helpers, Fancy Dan and Oz. Fancy Dan being voiced by Fillmore. I do like the voice he gives off, like kind of a good style.
Yes.
And then with Oz, first being voiced by Clancy Brown, then being voiced by Dan Trejo. Which version do you prefer?
Trejo.
Exactly. But do you think they were a good help to Shocker? I think they were.
Yeah, I agree. Like their battle suits, they're kind of like, it was kind of creative with, especially with Fancy Dan being called Ricochet, bouncing off the walls, and Ox being the muscle head of the group.
Mm-hmm. But I just like how muscle head.
What muscle head? Kind of like you being like a knucklehead. So there's that.
But other than Shocker's parts, I like Fancy Dan's powers. Just like jumping all around. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, next up we got Cree Summer who played, let's see, who was it?
Glory Grant.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good, she was a really good character. She was formerly dating, it was Kenny. They went to Harry, but of course she took Kenny back after like the prom. That is something. But I do like Cree Summer's performance.
Yeah, so glad to her being one of the more nicer girls, for Christ's sake.
Exactly. And let's see here. The guy that didn't really talk himself to play, like Hobby Brown. Like, what was your take for him?
He's oh my god, yeah, unlike a lot of butt monkeys, he has like he has the most, I gotta say, what's the word I'm looking for, the easier type of being that one, because since he really didn't have the chance to talk up till the play, it's just he was okay.
He was. Alright, another one, Andrew Kashuni, who was Kenny. Yeah, this was a really surprising one.
I'll say when you did explain much more of him, and I made the episode for you, and
yeah, I just find him as a great actor. But what was so kind of awkward a little bit with this show was like him and Vanessa Marshall was married before.
Yes, that's right.
And yeah, towards this year they got divorced in 2007. But I like how they remained good friends, because Andrew Kashuni did explain in an interview that he got into voice acting because of her.
Wow. I mean, pleasure. I like it when people do that. People have you the opportunity to. Yeah, it's very rare, but wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first time I got introduced to Andrew Kashuni was regular show.
Here.
What happened?
No, here, like right here. That's how I got introduced to him, right here.
But out of all the characters I liked from him from regular show was the Game Master. Yeah, I just like how funny it was, especially when first Mordecai Rigby invented teleported. Remember that?
Oh, yes, the Japanese game show host.
Mm-hmm. Another time I got introduced to him was TMNT 2012.
Oh, right. As Fong and Sid, right?
Yeah, you're correct. But what was surprising, another time I got introduced to him was Kevin and Steven Universe, next split from Mixels. But he really did good as Shredder.
No doubt
about it. Yeah. Yeah, he's a really good actor. Other than playing, he also played Ned. His version of Ned.
Yeah.
Hold on, go ahead.
Never really heard about Ned up until here, but I was like, okay, so we're good on you, bro.
Yeah, just interviewing like all of them about like who Peter Parker really is, and asking if Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But yeah, he did great. All right, next up, the actor that played Aunt May, Deborah Strang. Yeah,
she's like one of the best Aunt Mays.
I gotta say, yeah, she kind of reminds me of the same Aunt May.
And what's interesting that in Young Justice, she voiced Brianna Goodness. Yes,
but I just like how she was very nice. Like with all the animes, they're very nice. But this one in particular, yeah, very nice. Understanding of Pete, especially with his curfews and all that. But when she got injured, oh my god,
I know. I still can't. I know he was possessed by the symbiote, and just the fact that he didn't know about her being a hospital.
But I did like that Thanksgiving episode where they all like reunited. And yeah, that's where I believe Peter and Gwen kissed for the first time.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, yeah. But she did really great as well. Alright, yes, Molten Man, aka Liz Allen's brother. Yeah, voiced by Eric Weapon.
I didn't know she had a brother.
Dude, where?
Hence the name Allen.
What planet are you on?
Oh, I didn't catch on.
But yeah, Molten Man. I first got introduced to Molten Man and what was it? Spider-Man Far From Home.
I actually got introduced to him in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
But yeah, Eric Lopez's version of with Mark, yeah, it's being a really cool dude just getting out from jail because he's done some shady stuff in the past, just trying to like retain that until he had to make a deal with Blackie and Green Goblin, just controlling him to be like what he is today, Molten Man.
So they're responsible for his firepower thing.
Yes, because legit, he had, Green Goblin has a remote to activate his powers anytime he wants to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's not just mutation then.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But other media I got introduced to him was in Young Justice where he plays Blue Beetle. And yeah, he also played Bane in the Young Justice game and DC Superhero Girls 2019. And he's one of the few lucky ones to take over a certain role. Yeah, in The Simpsons, he took over for Hank Azaria for Bumblebee Man.
Oh, so he's him now. And Blitz, also, I hate to burst your bubble, but I know how you said that you also saw him in Spider-Man No Way and Far From Home, but it was actually a creature inspired on Molten Man. That wasn't actually Molten Man himself.
Yeah, that is true. But of course, the toy line still called him Molten Man.
Well, that still counts, right?
I mean, well, it's just kind of dumb because when I saw the trailer, I actually believed, oh my god, it's Hydro Man, he finally made it. But I was like, wait, it was just an inspiration? That's not actually him? That's stupid.
That's the way the writers are. There are a lot of shows, movies, and such that have bad writing, and I hate that it has that.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's still doing great. Alright, next up. Fresh, would you like to talk about Dr. Octopus' assistant?
Assistant? Oh, what? Dr. Kafka?
No, Tinkerer.
Oh, alright. Okay. Well,
at first, his voice kind of reminded me of Morgan Goldman from, Family Guy.
I can hear it too now. Wow.
Yeah. But finding out that it's the guy that voiced Hexington from Gargoyles and, what was it? One of the voices of Felix the Cat.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It did pretty good, though.
Yes.
I like how Rhino thought he was going to be part of the team, but of course he's just a scientist.
And other than that, Tom Atticus Hernandez always Clarion from Legal DC Supervillains and Justice, Manifest the First, Alexa Chan from Gargoyles, and more.
Yeah. Alright. Where is it? Oh yeah, next up we got Philomore voicing Randy and Robbie. We did explain this in the stream, but we're gonna say it again. Robbie, yeah, he's a chill dude. Yes, I like when Philomore does these kind of deep voices.
I think you meant about Randy for the deep voice because with Robbie.
No, I said Randy.
Oh, you did because.
Yes. But for Robbie, I just like how he's similar to again the same Raimi. He's Robbie.
Hello.
No, that's all about it. Because I know we explained so much about it from the Philomore stream. That's why.
And yes, once again, I do agree from way back when. Just didn't want to repeat myself. Tried to come up with something original, but yes.
Alright, next up, Fresh, would you like to talk about Kelly Lou?
Ah, right. Shasha, like the so-called new girl at the school. Flash trying to get with her, but he's kind of like a little bit rushing into it, and yeah, she doesn't approve of him because of some stupid stunt that he did. Blah blah blah. But later on, during the play, they started to connect with each other.
That's
Yeah, she's a really good character. Alright, next up, Silvermane. Oh, this version was pretty intense.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, especially the actor that played him. Again, recipes to him. Like, yeah, they're really great. I first got introduced to this actor in Adventure Time where he played Dev.
Ah, that's right. Yes. Wait a second.
yeah. And Real 2 played Big Boss. I know we played Thundercats as a guy named Duel. He only appeared in one episode. He played Deathstroke in Teen Titans Judas Contract. Also Vandal Savage. Oh, he's also Master Hoka from Benton Ultimate Alien.
Yeah, he's also the original El Tigre.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he plays this Destro from the Batman.
he was also the main villain from Mulan.
Yeah, Shen Yu. And he plays Wonder Wizard, Aquaman, and a guy named D. Sign. I can't remember how you say his name, but and Superman the Animated Series.
But yeah, he was an incredible actor, yes. I did like his roles, especially Superman being one of the new ones I got introduced to back in 2020. Yeah, his version was really good, like really strict and all that, especially, you know, his kind of relationship with his daughter here and there, especially caring for his daughter when she got drugged out.
Oh, alright, that did happen. I kind of like forgot a little.
But I also gave him a 10 out of 10. He did really good.
I don't know him that much, but I'll agree with your score.
Alright, next up, even though it was a little minor one, it was still cool to see him. Yeah, Morris Bench, aka Hydra Man from. Yeah, he was voiced by Bill Frickenbach. Yeah, he got robbed 2 times basically. I mean, you gotta agree with me because he only played Morris, but not Hydra Man, because he was gonna get introduced in later seasons. But that kind of sucks in my opinion.
I got introduced to Hydra Man and Ultimate Spider-Man.
Another time he voiced Hydra Man was in one of the Spider-Man, like, what was it, Parks, I believe? Like, because I know that Roger Bumpus played Dr. Octopus in one of them.
Oh wait, you mean one of the rides?
Yes. Yeah. But it would be so cool to see Bill Frickenbach play Hydra Man full on.
Yeah, who knows? He might.
Alright, next up, we got Uncle Ben, voiced by Ed Asner, aka one of the voices of J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, his version of Uncle Ben was really inspiring.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially teaching him about his lessons and all that, about like his close ones, especially getting the symbiote suit out of Peter.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a big help.
He was. I gotta say, he's my favorite Uncle Ben from animation.
Me too.
Yeah. And he's also known for voicing Granny Fitness.
Don't forget, Carl Fredricksen.
Right? And also another famous one would be the guy from Victozoid and who other than Houston, Hudson from Gargoyles.
And don't
Most
forget,
of all, Santa
Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was an incredible actor. I like how half the Gargoyles cast was in the show.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Pete David, Lex's voice actor, Jeff Bennett, Ed Astor,
Bill Frickenbach.
Well, not Frank Welker.
Yeah, not Frank Welker. Because it really had Zebra Bigger to do like animal noises and all like that, but I don't mind it.
Well, it would be awesome if they had Frank Welker to complete the cast, but man, we're good.
Alright, next up, a shocker. Yes. Who played Billy Connors? Yeah, Maxwell Volkhalter. Yeah. I first got introduced to him, and I was about to say, oh yes, right over here. Foster Home for Imaginary Friends, Destination Imagination.
Yeah, me too.
Right, where he plays World.
Yeah, it was really surprising, especially finding out he's one of the voices of Roo from Winnie the Pooh.
And it's also Chomper from whatever TV show. He's also Justin Bieber and Cleveland Show.
Justin. Oh, hey, Justin. He was also an Astro Boy.
Daddy Daycare, that was his first movie.
Oh. Cool. Wait, who did he play in Daddy Daycare?
Yeah, Max Ryerson, if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly.
Is that the kid that was signed to Jeff Garland?
I don't know. That's why it's been a while for me.
I think so.
Holy crap! Whoa! It says here that he's playing John Bennett in the upcoming Ted show. Wow.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it says that. Yeah, right here in the upcoming Ted series, he's also playing John.
Huh. Wow.
But wait a second. Yeah, it does say that.
Next one is Jim Cummings. Fresh, would you like to talk about Christopher Hogan?
Yeah. This made me kind of realize around the time when I was learning the true origin of Spider-Man from the original source material, not Sam Raimi. It was like, oh, so this is the guy that Peter fought in the wrestling ring, and I gotta say,
What's left?
was it?
Okay, so yeah, we just have 5 more to talk about. So yeah, you already talked about Christopher Hogan. I did like his performances too. And yeah, online of the came the ringmaster, basically the announcer. Yeah, his name was Sullivan. And I actually know the actor that played him. He was the Easter Bunny from the Fair Odd Parents.
Did really?
Yeah. He also took over for Danny DeVito for Phil for the Hercules show.
Whoa.
Yeah. But then the guy who was announcing the fight, I thought that was John Imagine at first.
Same here.
Yeah. But goddamn, that's some talent. Alright, next up, the Cat Burglar, aka Black Cat's dad. Yeah, just learning the story of like what actually happening and seeing the flashbacks, and especially seeing the episode opening night. Yeah, that was something.
Especially with Peter being all peeved off, it's just like that's the kind of voice, the tone in his voice. It just makes you feel the urge to just do something. And in this case, he just wanted to just kill him to see how it feels. Wow.
Yeah. But I was really surprised who he's voiced by. James Remar, who's the voice of Bill Gags from Alien Force and Ultimate Alien.
Yep.
Is there?
Next, yeah, this is one of the few times you can say JJ's wife, Joan Jameson, who was voiced by Jane Lynch.
Weird pronunciation that you did there, but yeah, it did shock the mess out of me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They showed his wife more often.
Because in other media, it explains why JJ hates Spider-Man, because in other media, it reveals that his wife got killed by a guy in a mask.
Oh, so that's why they don't bring up his wife.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
He said
that we don't know the reason he hates Spider-Man in this version, if his wife is still alive.
Yes, she's still alive. If you were listening, sometimes, yes, it did say his hatred comes from his wife getting killed by a man in a mask, and other times he just freaking hates his guts.
Yeah, that's all. But, yeah, Jane Lynch's, version of, JJ's wife. What were your thoughts, Fresh?
She was pleasant, and it was kind of a little bit funny when they were watching the play, and she was kind of trying to get his attention, and he actually did call her Pickle Puss for a sec.
He called her what?
Pickle Puss. That's what Spider-Man calls him.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, JJ. Oh yeah. Let's see here. Of course, yeah, we didn't really explain the 5, but last but not least, Stan Lee made a cameo.
Yeah, very. Go ahead.
Yeah, he first appeared of the first appearance of Mysterio.
Oh,
really.
yes, like he was explaining to, like Morris Bench, yes, like about how he hates getting his tongue stuck on the side of ships, and then, are we being punked? Which Aunt May did say herself when she was being interviewed.
Yeah. But it does say Stanley cameos. You gotta love them.
Yeah, and rest in peace to that guy, because he was the king of the cameo.
Whoa. That was kind of offensive.
Whoa,
Guy.
that guy, just a guy? Well, that guy happens to be the father
the god of Marvel.
How dare you?
The god of Marvel. It's so upsetting.
What, you think he's some piece of meat?
He's telling me.
No, I want a piece of ham.
It's like that one Sonic Boom episode. He's just a guy.
I mean, it's not what you said, it's how you say it. But go ahead, what?
I said, we said a piece of meat. I said, I want a piece of ham.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Well, if you watch the Renaissance videos, you would get the joke.
But towards this, Stanley made a good project here with Spectacular Spider-Man. And what I really liked about it was the animation of it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be a little choppy or clean or whatever reason. Yeah, one of those type of shows do not have really consistent art, but it's still beautiful nevertheless.
It is. And I think Stanley and the people that worked on the show, producers, directors, they did excellent.
And most of all, it did inspire me to someday create my own projects. It's the cast that's one of the many reasons why I just wanted to just do this.
Understandable. I mean, towards me too, because I got influenced by Butch Hartman, Seth MacFarlane, and Craig McCracken.
Bingo. Oh.
And yeah, now to our final thoughts.
I thought we did.
Oh. No, I was just basically explaining Stanley and like the producers and directors.
Oh shoot! Well, I guess I kind of did like both in between, but we'll go
That's
ahead.
alright then. Okay, so yeah, my overall score for the show, it was spectacular. That's the name, but yeah, it's like one of the best like Spider-Man shows. Like, yeah, I did say it's better than Ultimate Spider-Man, no offense, but it just had a special feeling. Like, it was supposed to get 3 more seasons, but goddamn, we're so close because of that cliffhanger. But that's all right. I still like the show.
Well, of course. Again, if we got a 3rd season, we've got a Carnage.
Well, technically, it was supposed to run
He
for.
did make a cameo.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
But we never heard of Spokes. But in that version, who would you see voicing him in Spectacular Spider-Man?
Just for now.
That's a good one.
Yes, I agree. And actually, the original plan was for it to go to 5 seasons, technically.
5
No,
seasons.
that's why.
Now that I would have wanted, but
Yeah. But another person I would love to see as Carnage, yeah, Tom Kenny.
yeah. Maybe in the future, Jess or Tom Kenny would voice Carnage and cartoon.
And then for the Hobgoblin, ooh, they would either bring Steve Bloom or maybe a return from Mark Hamill.
Well, I would love to see D. Bradley Baker's version.
That'd be pretty cool. And then of course,
Yeah, again, Carnage type of vibe.
But that's about it. It was a spectacular show.
Solid 100. Yeah, from me.
And let's not forget, the theme song was also epic.
Oh, right.
Of course, I listen to it all the time. I love the guitars. There's a din 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 and stuff. That's just awesome.
Right, it's the theme song. How can we forget? It's because when you first watch it, it makes some like references, like we said, because one of them was like Amazing Fantasy, the first appearance of Spider-Man, and it's just I do like the character introductions about like them displaying their names and.
Yeah, I do like that too, with the title cards explaining their names, because it's like a different person each, like, episode. That's what I like.
Yeah, like I noticed that like episode onwards, I was like pretty neat. But yeah, I like how they're doing it. Almost like Well, predates Suicide Squad because they did that as well, but nonetheless.
And one other thing, it's also one of the many intros that you see with episodes that haven't really been made or presented yet. Kind of like, with Justice League. Justice League Unlimited. You see, like, you know.
Ben 10, because in the pilot, they showed, like, a couple clips from episodes that haven't aired out yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I like. Is a sneak peek, basically.
Yeah. And, there's like Unlimited and other seasons, they just like use the same clips, but in the end credits, they actually do showcase the next episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, they did that also in Jimmy Neutron for the second intro, basically.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Thank you for that.
A lot of people didn't like it because.
Wait. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, but Blitz technically, they all.
The first intro too, but I was like, okay, yeah, we can go to that point too.
Yeah, like some were from the movie, others from episodes, and yeah, we forgot about that.
But yeah, no, I was gonna bring up because of the movie. That's fine, but it's alright.
Yeah, a lot of people hate it because they're using first one, but they like the second season and onward because it showcases episodes that's already been out instead of like the movie and season 1 episodes. So.
Yeah. I feel like there was another show that was.
Let's see. Well, like sometimes, like South Park does that, and also let's see, the Brain and Max show, and let's see, what else? What else?
Zack and Cody.
Right.
Yeah. And Jesse.
Yes. Wait. What was your one, Christian?
Jesse.
Jesse, yeah, that's definitely one. But Phineas Ferb, yeah, you can see all the inventions, all the.
Hannah Montana.
Or Miley Cyrus.
That's So Raven.
Yeah.
And there's just a plethora of shows that done that, but it'll take too long to talk about.
Plethora? I thought it was plethora.
Huh?
What?
Minecraft.
Okay, bye. Okay, be good.